Welcome to episode 40 of Give Yourself Some Leeway with me, your host, Eugene Lee. Now, today's episode is part 2 of my conversation with Michael Bittner that I released on Monday. And Michael is sharing his experience with burnout and how he had to be more vulnerable with himself. And over time, find out who he truly was, what was his purpose, and build a community of like-minded individuals for that connection. So I really hope you enjoy the rest of this conversation with Michael, and let me know what you think. Do you agree? Does his story strike a chord with you? Or do you have a completely different opinion? Let me know. You can reach out at eugene.leeway on Instagram, giveyourselfsomeleeway.com, or shoot me an email, eugene@leeway.ie. Thank you, and I really hope you enjoy part 2 of my conversation with Michael Bittner.
Burnout is not an illness, not at all for me. But it's also like I talked about the normatives, about what is normal. We try to define some things as normal and say this is normal, and you have to work like this, and then later you can retire. But all the structures are not like existing for thousands of years. They're relatively new in our lives. So also now we're talking about burnout. Yes, and that's why I tried to share it like this. I see it as a sign. I see it as an invitation to look deeper within yourself, not just like, okay, doctor tells me I have a burnout, I'm depressed, I have to take these medications, and yeah, that's all. And then there will be a solution, and I will be fine back, and I will be back on track. And these were the main mistakes I made, but nobody tells you, or I have the feeling very less people tell you that it's about finding a solution for the base of all this. It's just like, okay, finding solution for the symptom, and burnout is a symptom or an expression that something is not working really well. Also depression, I mean, there are many layers of depressions and many ways to get there. It's also very natural. And when I think about all the days, the people didn't have time to think about, oh, I have a burnout. Of course, this is not like a picture. They were hunting, they were preparing the fields, whatever. They simply didn't have the time. They were in this moment. And I think this is also part why burnout became more famous. At the same time, we have to be in the moment, but we also have to be very far in the future and always think about future projects, think about where you want to be in 5 years. To be honest, I have no fucking idea. I only have a vision in mind where I would love to be at the end of my life. It's not, but I'm very open, and I not only have my Rising Man network as my project, I'm also like movie creator and drone pilot. And you think that's very different? No, for me, it's very much the same, just a different expression. The one is reconnecting with the voice of your soul. The other one is sharing this voice with a specific way, in a specific way. And every voice comes with emotions. Every story is based on emotions. And for me, both is storytelling. And the one is you listen to your soul, to your heart. And the other one, I express now this voice, this message with the technology that is there, with drone shots, with videos. And I compose a part of my life I want to share with. I want to share parts of myself with community, with all the people out there. And maybe there are some customers who will love to work with you. Okay, both is fine, both is good. But I think all these images, all these pressure, all this bombarding of information, I think that's too much. I see it in my daily life too. When I don't say stop, I feel very exhausted by social media, and you get triggered. Wow, they have a house I would love to have. No, fuck yeah, they have it. Yeah, that's good, and I really appreciate that they have this nice mansion somewhere in the Bahamas. I love it. Yeah, but to go one step back and look where I am now. Where do I stand in life? How do I feel? And most importantly, how do I feel? With which people I do feel well? Who are the people who support me in my desires? Who are the people who are listening to me? I think that's more important than to classify later this image many people in society have about burnout. If burnout is an illness, then you get stamped. Okay, you're broken, you are less human. And I think that's also very tricky when we talk about illnesses. Uh, okay, you have a burnout, you have a depression. Um, it's something different than you have a broken leg. It's just physically. But just because you see it not in your physical appearance doesn't mean that hey, something is all good. It doesn't mean at all that there is something that everything is good. And I think because we run a lot, we hustle. Yeah, always in the hustle mode. Yeah, baby, give it to me. Um, we forget about ourselves and our wishes, and that our speed of life may be different than the speed society or societies communicate with you through different types of media, like social media, newspapers, um, influencers, politicians, whatever. There are so many layers, but to find the answer within yourself, where are you now? How do you feel? How do I want to feel at the end of my life? Is more important than the actual result, because I I always wanted to live not in Austria at the end of my life. And thank COVID, I left Austria. I lived in Dubai for half a year, came back to Austria, and I realized, okay, I have to follow this path now. I have to follow. I have no fucking idea where I will be at the end. In the end, I ended in Cyprus for now, but also with my fiance. We don't know exactly where we will be in 5 years. So it's important to feel and connect with yourself in the presence. And you can be fucking proud about any step you took in the past, because you're now just such an impressive human being the way you are now, and really appreciate who you are now and this vision you have. Yeah, I want to have my winery one day and have my retreat center there. I'm not there yet, but I know, even if it's not the winery, even if it's just a winery and not a retreat center, it's not about this. It's just, how do I feel when I do what I do? Do I feel good? Yeah, then it's great. Do I feel like shit, or do I feel exhausted? Of course, you feel exhausted after time. Uh, I worked at the fields of my parents-in-law. They have orange fields. I worked there. I was so physically exhausted in the end of the day, because I worked there like 10 hours straight. There was a break of 1 hour, but it felt good. Fuck, it felt so good, because I was in the moment. I was very present while I did what I did, and I appreciate it. I have no idea if I will be there exactly, and also I was became desperate and very torn, that what I had imagined about life didn't appear in reality. So I was disappointed, but I produced pressure within me. It was not necessary to produce this pressure, but it took me a decade to realize it. So to all the listeners, I think this is one key element for depression and one key element for burnout. We have these imaginations about how men should be, how we should live our lives, and how women should be, how we all be part of the so-called normal. How can we be a productive part of society or societies? If we take this all out of this game and just focus on ourselves, okay, where I am now, how do I feel? Okay, I might not feel well. Why? Where's the base of this? I think when we reduce the speed and look more into our soul and to our heart, I think that's such a game changer for long term. Maybe not now when you're in this path right now and it really hits you from the back. Yeah, in this moment you will think, hey, Mike is crazy. Michael is fucking crazy. What is talking about? Yeah, but because maybe you're still in this high speed level and you want to do it like this and it has to be solved and it has to be like, but it's like pressure. It could be a question to all of you. If you go to the toilet, honestly, and you try to push it out with pressure, does it feel that good? No. Of course, there's a bit of pressure. A bit of pressure is okay. But to press it out like, oh, I have to do it now because now is the time. This pressure is not really healthy. And when you reflect this on, yeah, this just a metaphor.
Sometimes you just need to sit back, take a deep breath, and let it do its thing, and you
Yeah.
get the same results.
Yeah. And you get rid of the shit.
Exactly. Job done.
Yeah, so
That's a very interesting analogy.
yeah, I'm very creative in that way, but I'm very straightforward when it comes to this. But I think it's an easy image, and I think a lot of people can resonate with this image. So that's why I had it in mind and just came out of my mouth now.
Yeah. And so does, let's say, all this being more authentic with yourself and embracing your masculine and feminine energies, as you said, is this all part of your vision as part of the Rising Men Network?
My biggest vision for the Rising Man Network is really to reconnect men with the voice of their souls and also to get rid of these old stereotypes. They are really not healthy for us at all. And if we follow this, I mean, you just have to have a look at social media and what's going on in the world. Um, all these men, they are pumped up and they hustle like hell and make money, not earn, make money because they're fucking, yeah, I'm the best and show the balls and this hyper masculinity. It's like the extreme of what masculine is really all about. And but you see the same pressure with the feminine, hyper feminine women who take who are really hard in well, they're very deep into masculine power and I am the power woman no matter what. If I have a period and whatever, I don't give a shit because I can do it by myself and I don't need any men, I don't need any other women, blah 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 blah. That's also not healthy. So I see really my main purpose for the Rising Men Network is reconnecting men with their souls, with the voice of their souls. And I think by get rid also of these masks of masculinity. Like there is the Joker mask, the man who is always making fun of everything because yeah, everybody loves. and so nobody has to see here to his heart, or the Mr. Know-it-all, or the Mr. Athlete, like who's like, I see how healthy I am. These masks are the stoic mask, the most famous one, and don't have emotions. We have always control about emotions, and I think all these masks are not healthy at all. And this is or the father wound, one of the deepest shadows that exists within man. I think all these small parts are so important, and I think it's the right time now that men also heal these parts within themselves. When I see women, how active they are, and of course we go to this retreat, we go for yoga, we have a coach that helps us to get in contact, to embrace our feminine energies, to embrace our femininity. It's like a man sit there and you're like, let's hang out, bro. Go for a beer. Maybe watch maybe watch a football game, or um, I don't want to make love. I prefer watching a porn, play with my dick, and that's it. Okay, good. I think that for long term, the time is now. If you want to change something in life now, the times are challenging. Yeah, that's the truth. But I think it's the best time is now to change something in life, and to change life itself. Because I really agree with Mahatma Gandhi when he said, if you want to see the change in the world, you have to become the change in the world. And if you realize as a man, hey, I don't want to follow these mistakes my dad made, yeah, or I don't want to call it mistakes, because he was in his own bubble. He has had his own problems, whatever, or challenges. I don't want to judge other dads or my dad for what he did, but I think it's the perfect time to enlight this spark within men, to open their eyes, to open their emotions, to open their hearts, to open their souls, and to reconnect with themselves. Because when we get taught our whole life that we have to be a man, whatever a man is, what the fuck? I mean, biologically, okay, we have balls and we have a penis, yeah, okay, but we are more than just this. We also have feelings, and we also are able to embrace our feelings and to reconnect with ourselves. And when the people like people told me, yeah, Mike, sometimes you're too much in the flow, that's very feminine. Dear ladies and gentlemen, you just saw my very feminine essence, this part of me. Yeah, I was in the flow. Why not? But it helped me to share something. So I don't say it's wrong and it's not right to live this part. And but it's healthy for you as a man and for me as a man to integrate all parts within yourself in a very healthy way that supports who you are. And the question who you are can only be solved by looking into the deepest corners of your heart and your soul, including all the fucking shadow parts you don't want to look at, even if they fucking hurt. And they invite you. And I love it in the English language. In English language, you use this own yourself. And in German, it's not that sexy, but owning yourself is such a gift for not only for yourself, but also for others, like your partner, your wife, your children, your best friends, whoever. It's a gift for the world. If you are more by yourself, with yourself, everything is integrated, and you see these shadow parts. I was running around whole Cyprus till I got injured some weeks ago, And so we are in the runners community. I love it. And these shadow parts, they came up while I was running. I'm so grateful for these moments that they came up. It's just a message from your soul, a message from your heart. Hey, bro, I think there's some part not healed yet, or you have to have a closer look. And I think to grab this invitation, it's Rising Man Network. That's why I called it the Rising Man Network. It's not about single play mode. What the fuck? Single play mode, don't be the lone wolf. And as I mentioned before, we are formed and raised in relationships and wounded in relationships. And how can we think that dealing with all the shit completely alone will help us to heal? So come on, that's not the way. That's not the way of humanity.
Awesome. So if people want to find out more about the Rising Men Network, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you, or let's say, is it social media or website?
I'm very active on Instagram, so Rising Man Network. You will find me. Man, please, with an E, not with an A. Or you go to risingman.net. And from there, you find the links to Facebook, you find the links to LinkedIn also, and to Instagram, as I mentioned. And then you can just text me. And there's also a WhatsApp button. You just can text me on WhatsApp, so that's very easy. Like, just message me. But I think the
Awesome.
easiest way is risingman.net, because there's every information you want to have, and there you find everything.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much again for your time, Mike. It's great chatting with you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, could you take a moment to leave a 5-star rating on Spotify, because it really helps to improve the rating of the show so that it's more easily found by others who might enjoy the show just as much as you. And maybe take a moment to share with family, friends, or a loved one, because what better way to help break the stigma around mental health than to have that conversation with those closest to us. As always, reach out to me at giveyourselfsomeleeway.com, on social media, eugene.leeway, or shoot me an email, eugene@leeway.ie, because even though Give Yourself Some Leeway is like an outlet for me, I also want to give the highest value to you, my listeners. So I really depend on your feedback. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to hear more about. So until I hear from you, take care of yourself. Maybe have a glass of water, crack a smile, and think of a way to prioritize your own self-care. So until next time, take care.